Hello everyone, I'm Nick Murphy. Today I'll be bringing you a high-level series. That's right, I'm going to cast the entire series in one day. Oh my goodness. This would be Obsidian versus TSLPolt in a best of 3. And I'm going to cast all the games. And I won't spoil it, if it ends up someone takes it 2-0, then I will indeed put a decoy video, if that happens. If it's needed, just so that there's no spoilers or anything. So anyway, up here in the top right hand corner, Cloud Kingdom, we have the blue Terran player, TSLPolt. His opponent, in the bottom left hand corner, the red Zerg player, Obsidian, going for that 9 Overlord, easy peasy. Going for a really quick scout actually, a 10 scout, pretty non-standard there. That's it's definitely interesting. I'm not entirely sure what he's scouting for. Maybe he's scouting to see if he's going CC first and gonna look to maybe punish that with some sort of roach rush and I don't know, something like that. But it turns out he's not going CC first, and this drone will get in definitely. But it could have gotten in quite, even if he sent it in quite a bit later. So I'm not sure about that. That was kind of a hit to his economy. Let's see, he's going to go for the 15 hatch, very standard follow-up, or, well, very standard opening rather. Now he's just going to go in and check the gases, or just check around the base. And, yeah, droning up to 16 so far. He sees no gas, so he could, he's probably, and he sees a lot of SCVs, so he's assuming it's going to be a 1-Rax expand, which is probably the most common Terran build of all time. Nowadays anyway. Used to be Hellion, Reactor Hellion every single game, but now it's pretty much 1-Rax expand every single game. Essentially. Here we go, Overlord gonna get into position to see when he puts the CC there, whether he builds it on the low ground, which he's doing, or if he just floats it over after. And he sees it. SCV gonna go and scout, not sure what for, maybe just gonna scout to see he's not doing some sort of really early aggression. Obsidian actually getting some early gas, well, early-ish gas. He might be looking to actually, I think he actually got that gas before the pool, so he might be looking to be a little bit aggressive versus this Terran. That's usually what you see, especially versus 1-Rax expand, because usually the two most common answers are going to take a fast third or try to be aggressive. Usually don't get some sort of defensive speed. That's kind of a little bit strange, but plausible. Very interesting bunker placement. I like it, but I think you can camp out here with like some Zerglings and the Marines won't be able to get it. And that's why they usually place it around here. But I guess... I'm not entirely sure why it's there. But I'm sure he has his reasons. And this Marine just parked right here. I'm sure he knows the Overlord's there, and that's probably why, but he doesn't really have the capability to go and grab it anyway. So, speed is on the way, and he's still mining gas, so we will almost certainly be seeing some sort of highly aggressive style. Perhaps Banelings, a Baneling all-in will be coming up soon. And he's adding a second gas, so that's almost certainly what's going to happen. Probably going to cut drone production soon enough. Pretty soon. Getting 2 lings parked outside here. Just gonna run over there for some reason. Doesn't matter, the Overlord sees everything it needs to. This one bunker does not really protect this SCV, like I said before. Factory and reactor going down. Gonna go for the switch, and a Roach Warren coming down there. This is his first aggressive building maneuver thing. I used to do this kind of build versus 1-Rax expanders all the time. He's probably going to add a Baneling nest afterwards. Just roaches and lings kind of, I don't know, they kind of have a bad day when they're going up against bunkers with mass repair. But with Banelings you can't really repair in time. It's Banelings, you know. But so far it looks like he's just going to go for roaches and lings, and that's it. He has a lot of gas built up though, so if I were him I'd get Banelings, and he is getting the Banelings. There we go. This looks like a relatively unrefined build, not to be insulting or whatever, but it could be, the speed could align a little bit better, I think. Oh wait, the speed was trying to align with Hellions, that makes sense. Never mind. These roaches probably should keep being a secret for the time being. But there we go, and the roaches are revealed. And 22 lings on the way. Baneling Nest is going to coincide with the arrival over here. You can just get a bunch of lings, morph them into banelings as soon as they get near the vicinity of this base here. 6 banelings on the way. Gonna be, oh, the Hellions caught the banelings off guard, and he does cancel them all. So not too big of a loss there, just a little tiny bit of time, and actually not even very much time at all because the banelings started morphing even closer now. And he has started to add the marauders en masse right there. Just 2 marauders, 2 marines being produced at a time. So this could be very nice, very nice. Lots of banelings though. He could easily take out the any sort of wall, any sort of depots, any sort of bunkers, and he doesn't even need to take out the wall. Lots of roaches down here. It is a good idea to come in the base, in my opinion. These banelings could probably force a pull on the SCVs, or they could do other things. 22 lings on the way. He is not looking to transition out of this at all. He just wants to kill his opponent straight up right now. And it looks like that's obviously going to work. There's pretty much no chance right now. Where did the banelings go? I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter though, because he pretty much has this lots of SCVs being killed right now. Ridiculous number. Oh, there's these SCVs being saved. But a ton of lings on the way. Right here. He could potentially, I don't know, yeah, that's just too many SCVs to come back from. So, layer on the way too, even. Gonna be transitioning into some sort of tech. Not quite getting a third yet, but yeah. Still keeping up that macro back home. Not letting the Terran player out macro him and fall behind a little bit, and gonna get a big baneling hit on the workers there. And now the Terran is on 1 base while the Zerg is on 2 base, and whoa, the attack is still on its way, still coming. And the worker count 36 for Zerg, 24 for Terran, 37 for Zerg. Now it's going to be, and he's adding more workers and more workers by the dozens. Terran is supply blocked as well, 26 workers to 36. It's still very, very good for the Zerg player. Nicely held by the Terran, but he lost a lot right there. And now he's on layer tech. So what he does with that is his choice. What is he doing so far? Spire right there. He's gonna put, oh, that's a good position for the Spire. Or it would be good if it was protoss or something. But yeah, you can, I don't know, it's just tucked in behind there. It would be especially good versus protoss. Because zealots could have to like fucking do this here, and only like 1 zealot could hit it, or 2. Anyways, an Evo chamber being finished. A third spine crawler there. He knows he's ahead, so he does not want to squander his lead by letting some bunch of Hellions come in. And the worker count is slowly but surely evening up for the Terran player. However, Zerg player is way ahead in the tech, or like by this point in the game, the mutas shouldn't be this close to done. He is going on that 2 base Spire, which was common back in the day when Zerg players had trouble taking a third quickly versus Terran, but now that's not so much trouble. And here's a huge move out by the Terran. This is an entire attack force. If he loses this attack force, it's going to be pretty bad. And 5 Mutalisks on the way, and tons of banelings already here. 3 spine crawlers, a 4th one on the way. This is not looking good for the Terran player. I think the Zerg could easily hold this, quite easily, if he controls the banelings properly. He did sacrifice a lot of banelings on those marauders, but it's still looking not very good actually. But these mutas can take out those Hellions. You just don't want to lose too many workers in the process, which he probably will do. He's actually using the workers to attack a little bit. Only 3 Hellions remain, 2 Hellions remain, and not very many workers lost in the process. That was very nicely done. He not overmade defense, but he like made an abundant amount of defense because he already knew he was ahead. 6 drones in production, gonna bring him back in the lead for worker count. The Terran actually took the lead slightly while the battle was going on because of the Hellions killing a couple drones there. Not a huge deal. +1 on the way, and these drones are gonna even it out for sure. 45, and then whoops, and then 4 drones on the way. A third, oh no, just a macro hatch. Zerg player is actually taking a while to get his third. That's I don't know, a little weird, but the Terran player is getting his third right now, so you generally want to try and get your third before the Terran player. For the most part, it's not too important, but there this drone goes to take his third. But yeah, so far so good. Dum de dum. Muta's going in for some harassment. Not going to do too much because of the abundant number of Marines and the missile turret in the mineral line. So far, 27 workers killed the entire game by Obsidian, and TSLPolt killed 6 of his workers in that Hellion attack right there. So Polt did a very good job in catching up in worker numbers. He did not cease production whatsoever. He's actually, I'd say he's in a kind of okay spot, considering all the damage that was done earlier on. It might actually be, like, I mean, there's a lot of mutas. His mutas are getting pretty high, but it's not unwinnable for sure. There's a very nice force, Terran force going on there, and we'll see the Terran move out and try to kill the Zerg third before it actually pays for itself, and had to force a stim there on those Marines, and that's always nice, even though medevac energy regens pretty quickly. Muta's flying around, doping around. The worker count is absolutely even, except the Terran has 3 OP mules, and so the income is actually in the favor of the Terran. This is really nice, actually. Banelings being burrowed here. I'm not sure. Whoa, that's actually a really good idea, because even if he doesn't scan it, he can lose a lot of army, and if he does scan it, it's 2 Banelings for a scan. I think that's almost worth it. And he nearly picks off the tank, and just barely misses it. And here, this could be very, very nice. Baneling landmine there, and boom, that was very nice. He actually picks off these 2, but not the ones over there that actually killed him. He might want to try and do a flank, and looks like that's kind of might be what he's doing. These mutas are going to try and fly around, pick off as many tanks as he can. He realizes that these mutas are enough to take out those Marines, and this Terran force is completely crushed, and that was the majority of the army. So even though the Terran is currently ahead in workers, it is not looking good for him. And there we go. Ooh, that's psychic powers by the Terran player there. I'm not even sure how he suspected that, unless he saw it. Oh yeah, he must have saw it with the depot and then remembered it because he's a fucking genius. So anyways, he is going to force a mass repair or some sort of, or he might just kill it. He'll probably just kill it outright, and there we go. Just kills the OC, which is a huge deal. He's got a ton of lings right here. This is actually kind of oldish style by Zerg, and it's not entirely irrelevant anymore. It's been kind of replaced by Infestor Ling, but as you can see, it's obviously not. It's not inviolable by any means. I mean, he's doing really well with it right now. He's gonna take a 4th while saturating his 3rd. Forgot to saturate the gases a little bit, but that's okay. Let's see how many. Oh, I was already there. 54 workers to 44. The mules almost even it out, but not quite. He could take a kill on that missile turret and then just kill a bunch of workers and then leave before the Marines get there. He could have probably actually taken those Marines in a pretty cost-efficient battle. There's these Marines, if they... Oh, I was going to say, if they run over that, I would be happy in the pants there. Tons of mutas. Mutas are not what you need versus Marines, but he has these lings and these... Whoa, no! Goodness, oh my god. That's always very unpleasant to watch as a Zerg player. But sometimes it's necessary, or not necessary, but it's like unavoidable. A really nice split by Polt here, but it's not enough. There's just too many mutas and lings and banelings, and he's just overwhelming right now. Marines coming, but there's a lot of mutas and one baneling there. Usually they burrow in pairs, but the buddy system wasn't working today, really. Let's see, absolutely no hive tech, no infestation pit either, so no chance of hive anytime soon. So that is a good reason why the style was not so much abandoned, but I don't know, kind of replaced with Infesterling, is that this style is kind of difficult to transition into the late game. And the late game is where the Zerg really shines versus Terran. Or rather, the late game is where Terran really has a bad time, you know. This fourth is going to go down, sadly. This tank is also going to go down, though. That's good. Or not. That doesn't need to happen. Third, we're on 3 bases versus 3 bases. The Terran is going to take a fourth. He's way behind in workers, though, so the Zerg player is still in a good spot. And, wow, that was probably a bad idea. Yeah, okay. He just lost a medevac full of 8 Marines for almost nothing. And, just burrows this. That was kind of weird. Not weird, but I don't know. It was just quirky, I guess. It's funny to see. Oh no, the larvas are dying. And that one last larva had to die a painful death. So anyway, this Marine trying to stim out of the way, but the Zerglings are even faster and they say no, fuck you. And whoa, the Marine just barely gets away. Perfect. Marines are actually on 3-3 while the Zerglings are on 0 and 1. That's yeah, that's actually a huge deal, but there's just, like, he has such a big macro advantage that it doesn't really matter at this point. It was a mistake, a blunder by Obsidian to not have the upgrades by now, but I guess he was, like, I don't know, it doesn't really matter as much as it should matter in a normal game. Because of the huge macro advantage. He should probably take these mutas away, though. Those Marines will tear through those mutas at 3-3, and the mutas are only at 1-1. Those mules are not very good to kill. Those 3-3 Marines are actually doing a decent job versus those mutas, but there's just too many at this point. So a good row of Marines here gonna try do what they can do, but these amount of mutas cannot quite take that. Okay. Never mind. I was going to say it could, but I remembered how good the upgrades are with Marines. Let's see, the Spire. Is the Spire upgrading anything? I should probably put the production tab on now. Okay, +2 melee attacks about to finish for the Zerg player. Going to be able to one-shot... Wait, does it one-shot an SCV? No, I don't think so. It only one-shots drones and probes. With +3, I guess it one-shots SCV. Anyways, regardless, +2 is good. Better than +0. There's +1 ground carapace, which will make the Lings survive a lot longer and be able to deal that crucial DPS to the Marines so that they don't just rape the mutas unconditionally and very sadly. The Zerg player is actually still on 3 bases and he's way oversaturated on his third, so this could actually turn out very poorly for the Zerg player. Even though he did start with a lead, he could squander it very very soon. It's going to be... He's losing mutas too. He's going to be very tough for the Zerg player. He still hasn't transitioned to any sort of hive. He stopped upgrading. He's running low on minerals, which is kind of weird. Usually you run low on gas. But yeah, it's just the Zerg player kind of failed to take a third there, or a fourth rather. And a third actually. Like, he kind of just delayed bases in general, which is not something you want to do if you're Zerg. He forced a stim, but that stim was not in vain. That one muta is going to die. That's very unfortunate. And these mutas are going to die, and that's... Whoa, and Baneling going to not quite... Oh, okay, well, that was weird. Anyways, the 2-1 Lings do a decent job versus the 3-3 Marines. Wow, those Banelings just did a incredible explosion there. Oh, and he just, that's cute. He probably, I think he just landed. I don't, wait, whatever. He did a mule. Wow, that was anticlimactic. Sorry. He he canceled the SCV. Called down a mule and then lifted off and ran away. That was so that he didn't delay that typical greedy Terran, obviously. So that could have gone either way up until the very end, because the Zerg player neglected his base taking abilities and pretty much stuck himself on one mining base. Stuck himself on one mining base for most of the late game. Absolutely no sign of an infestation pit. No intentions of going late game. Just doing three base, massive amounts of Ling Baneling Muta, which is actually a rare style, so it could kind of catch opponents off guard these days. So game 1 going to Obsidian, 1-0 so far. Yes. If you have any questions about the cast or about StarCraft 2 strategy, please leave a comment. If you want free coaching, email me at nickyboy999@hotmail.com. Read the description, like, favorite, subscribe. Watch the next games. They'll be uploaded today as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Nick Murphy. Bye-bye.